So, the Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury boxing match has concluded, and honestly, you want my honest-to-God thoughts? You know how we separate BC and AD by the birth of Christ because of how impactful that moment was to human civilization? Well, I think we need to start over. I think there was BC, now there's AD, now there's AFN after Francis Ngannou. Because who in their right mind would have predicted something like that? Well, I did make a video 3 months ago when this fight first got announced, and, look, I'm not going to take credit for calling this fight exactly how it played out, but that is exactly what I'm going to do, actually. Alright, well, in all seriousness, no, I did not think Francis Ngannou was going to outbox Tyson Fury. The point of that video was, if they fought under boxing rules, but not wearing boxing gloves, all of a sudden it is a very winnable fight for Ngannou. But it turns out, no, actually, the arguable best heavyweight boxer to ever live, I won't say he's the greatest, he certainly isn't, but you can make a legit argument that he is the best. Barely scraped by against a former UFC champion who didn't start training any martial arts till he was 28 years old. Well, I certainly have my takeaways. One being, Tyson Fury is not 6'9". He just isn't. He definitely looked bigger than Ngannou by a bit, but at most he's 6'7". If Francis Ngannou is legitimately 6'4", then Fury is no more than 2 or 3 inches taller than him. Another one is, God, what I would give to be a fly on the wall in Dana White's house watching this fight. You know, he is probably seething. Dana already perpetually looks like a tomato, but he is probably so flabbergasted by the result of this fight, so absolutely astonished. But the thing is, the reason he didn't want Ngannou to box Tyson Fury is because he did not want his heavyweight champion to go out there and get embarrassed. It's just that simple. And the thing is, nobody thought he had a chance in this fight. Obviously, people thought he had a puncher's chance. But we've already seen a few MMA fighters try to go into the world of boxing. It hasn't gone well. Tyron Woodley couldn't even beat Jake Paul, for Christ's sake. It's a bad look on the UFC when this sort of thing happens. And Dana, just like everybody else, didn't think Ngannou stood a chance in a boxing match against the best heavyweight boxer alive today. Well, I can understand if you don't want to say Ngannou won the fight, but one thing's for sure, he did not lose. That's for sure. I gotta give Fury props because he went at Ngannou those first couple rounds. Everyone thought he was just going to spend the whole fight dancing around, jabbing, but he didn't. It's probably what he should have done, but he decided, no, I'm going to try to knock Francis out. Which I respect him a little bit for doing, but he underestimated Ngannou. Not that I think he wasn't training hard. I think he was. He did some interviews leading up to this fight where he said he respected Francis a lot. He knew Francis was hungry. He knew Francis had power. And that if he didn't take this fight seriously, he could easily get caught. So he said he was training as hard as he could. Now, maybe he's just completely lying. But what I saw from the fight was that he didn't respect Francis's boxing skill he did against Rosenstrike. But no, Francis was very patient, very calm, and his entire game plan was just to let Fury try to unload and then catch him with counters. And that's exactly what happened. The first round, Francis didn't throw very many punches. Fury was getting very comfortable standing right in front of him. So comfortable, in fact, that Fury dipped down and threw a body jab. Now, as the taller, rangier fighter, typically you don't want to do it like that, but he was comfortable throwing right in front of Francis. He didn't think he had anything for him, but Francis hit him with the lead hook off the counter, and it was pretty clean. Still though, at this point it wasn't enough for Fury to really take Ngannou seriously, because in the next round, Fury stood right in front of him, right in punching range, tried to unload a little combination. Francis, both hands up, as soon as he caught the first punch, came around with another lead hook and dropped him. And I literally could not believe this was real life. Fury honestly looked shook after this happened. He could not believe it either. Fury, in every fight he's had, has always dwarfed whoever he was matched up against. But that was not the case here. When Fury fought Wilder, he did a good job of clinching up with him, making Wilder carry his weight, and it really gassed him out. But let's just be honest here, Wilder's a little twink compared to Francis. Tyson looked a lot bigger than Ngannou standing next to him, but he was 277 pounds of fat. Ngannou was 272 jacked. I was just mesmerized by Ngannou's traps. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's all I could think about the whole fight. That moment in the round after he dropped him, Fury tried clinching up with him, and Ngannou was just throwing him around. He was big dicking Fury. Absolutely big dicking him. From the 5th round onward, Tyson was playing it very safe. He was just jabbing, staying long, doing everything he could to not let Ngannou get on the inside. And because of that, Ngannou was forced to try to move in and look for the knockout, which he's playing into Fury's game more that way, which is why he struggled to connect in the later rounds. If Fury had done that from round 1 onward, probably wouldn't have gotten knocked down. But still, even when he was doing that, Francis was able to catch him a few times. Honestly, in hindsight, it may not have been as insane as everyone thought, the prospect of Ngannou making this fight competitive. I mean, look, Wilder started boxing at the age of 22. And because of the fact that he has an insane amount of power, he was able to dominate and be 41-0 before he fought Tyson Fury. Francis is a genetic freak. Probably doesn't hit as hard as Wilder. That's up for debate though now, but he is the much physically stronger, bigger man. So maybe we all should have been giving Francis just a little more credit than we were. Overall, once the fight had ended, honestly, I had it as a draw. I thought Francis had won 3 rounds for sure, one of those being a 10-8, and Fury had 5 rounds. So I was leaning towards a draw, but watching it back, I can definitely see them giving it to Francis. But, I mean, come on, how could they? Fury has a fight with Usyk already set for December. There's just no way they could have given it to Francis. So now let's answer the question, did Francis Ngannou just kill the sport of boxing? Well, he certainly embarrassed it really badly. And let's just be real, boxing has been on its last legs for quite a while now. So, he may have. But honestly, I'm excited to see Ngannou keep boxing. I'm all in now. Put him against Wilder. Put him against Joshua. I'm here to see all of it. Except for a Tyson Fury rematch. I don't want to be that guy. But I feel like if Fury gave him the respect he deserved from the very start, fight wouldn't have been as close. I mean, you never know, though. You never know. I will still gladly stream it completely legally if it happens.